Welcome back to the show. 2020, my first video of the year. I live off of the Columbia Gorge. It was extremely windy on the day of this filming, so I'm going to narrate so you don't have to deal with all the wind in your ears. I will be replacing the front lower tie rod ends on my 88 740 Volvo, also known as Rocky. He's been beat up pretty good, takes a punch, but he keeps on going down the road. I'm going to pan in here to the place of where we're going to be working. A couple days ago I painted it all white so I could get a good reference to where everything is located at the time of removal. This is where you adjust the toe in and toe out. Volvo 740s, that's about the only adjustment you can do. The camber is factory adjusted, but you can adjust the toe in and toe out. We will start by removing the cotter pin if you have those. Some do not use cotter pins, but if you do, remove them. I measured the length of the old tie rod to the new tie rod to see how much difference there is in length. They were about the same. Next step is to remove the bolt that holds it on. If you're going to reuse your tie rods, flip the bolt over, thread it back down, but do not expose the threads. You can then hit it with a hammer and this will knock the whole thing loose. This is actually how I get it out if I'm not going to reuse it or use it. Here I am just showing where to hit it. And that'll pop it loose. Then you can pull it from the, there we go, we're loose now. Now you want to remove the tie rod end from the actual tie rod. There's a locking bolt. And once you get that loose from there, it'll just spin right off. My driver's side was complete toast. They should not be this loose. This was causing me all sorts of issues. Garbage. And now we've got a new one. We're going to install that. So this is where throwing some paint on the threads gives you a reference to where it was before. So when you reinstall, you've got kind of an area to go to. So you're not spending a lot of time realigning the front end. Tighten down the bolt, get her tight. Some have cotter pins, some do not. This new one did not. It used a one of those bolts with the nylon whatever to keep it tight. We'll see how these work out. And there we are, installed. So there's the locking nut that locks your front end in once you get it dialed in for the toe in or toe out. You want toe in. Volvo uses roughly, it's like a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch. I don't go as far as an 1/8 of an inch. I do it kind of in between a 1/16 of an inch and an 1/18 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. So now you can run around to the other side and do the same. It's good practice, just like brakes, to replace them in pairs. So I'll be doing the same on the other side, the passenger side. Once you're all done, put the tires on and get the thing aligned. You can take it into a shop, but I do all my alignments myself because you're only adjusting the toe in. And this is how I do it. 2 jack stands, some string, and a tape measure. You want to take 4 measurements off of the outer part of the rim, as you can see what I'm doing here. Takes a bit to get the string lined up. You want to make sure that all these are basically lining up. Now the front is not going to be lined up because it's going to either be towed in or towed out depending on where the threads are on the tie rod and the tie rod end. You want the string height about the same level as the center of the hub or the center of the wheel. And here back at the tie rod, you can adjust your toe in by either going clockwise or counterclockwise with a 10mm wrench. At this point, you'll get your measurements off of from your string to where your front wheel is towing in a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. Once you get this dialed in, you can fasten the locking nut and you're good to go. You need to do the other side, of course. You want to get both sides exactly the same. Also, you want to make sure that your steering wheel, when you start, is completely straight. So when you hop back in, your steering wheel isn't all crooked, because this will change if you don't have that straight when you start. So that about sums up my crappy video. Hope you liked it. I will be making more when I can find the time. I've been pretty busy lately. So all said and done, hop in your hoopty and drive it like your grandpa stole it. On a side note, the Volvo odometer hit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 the other day. Be safe out there in 2020. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.